This right, you saying that Big Dre, he's the one that shot Tupac in Vegas, right? But even his uncle, Keefy D, he's even saying that Orlando is the one that shot Tupac. And you even got ex-cops like Greg Caden. He's out here saying that Orlando shot Tupac. So I don't know, man. I'm confused, man.
First of all, bro, Greg Caden will tell you he won a frog jumping race. He'll tell you any motherfucking thing, man.
Boy, if you
gonna believe him. He already proven to himself on many different occasions that he got caught in a lie. He's been a liar. And all the that he's coming out and saying is nothing but a lie. Keefy D is going to say that because everybody else is living, and at the time he gave his statement, Orlando is the only one that's dead, and Orlando is the one who got beat up at the hotel. There's no way Orlando is going to reach over Dre and do that type of shooting and hit Pac the way that he got hit. There's no way that, what's his name, Napoleon and the other kid that got killed, say a big black arm came out the window and Orlando's a $160 wet with skinny arms. Listen to what the witness said that night. That's what I believe. Listen to the actions of what they said they did that night. That's your evidence right there.
So my thing is this, right? You made a comment before and you said that you feel like Puffy, he had nothing to do with Tupac getting shot in Vegas, right? But this is how I look at it, right? You trying to tell me, right, that the same people that tried to take a death row chain months prior to Tupac getting shot in Vegas, the same people that Puffy, Biggie, and Bad Boy was using as protection when they came to LA, it's the same people that just happened to get into a fight with Tupac in Vegas. To me, man, that's a hell of a coincidence, man. I don't know, yo. When you say that Puffy had nothing to do with it, I don't know, man. I don't know about that, yo.
I don't think anything is coincidental. You understand what I'm saying? I don't believe anything is coincidental. Why would an individual run and tell the littlest guy in the crew that somebody took his chain when they got all the security around there? Why did he tell Pac? What Pac gonna do? Pac ain't gonna fight his way out of a wet paper bag, bro. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why would you tell the littlest in the crew that these are the guys who took my chain? All that shit is propaganda and setup, bro. That's a setup. They was setting that boy up, man. Was it somebody from Bad Boy that told Pac that the guy over there, Orlando Adams, was the guy who was trying to rob them? Was it somebody from Bad Boy or was it somebody from Death Row?
It was somebody from Death Row.
Okay. Why would somebody from Death Row tell Pac, the littlest in the crew, that the dudes over there who tried to rob me is over there on the other side of the casino, by the elevators, or whatever? Did anybody ever question him? Why did you tell Pac? Who told you to tell Pac? Why you go tell Suge? Why you tell one of the bouncers, one of the securities, one of the bodyguards? Why you gonna tell the man who make all the money for us?
Stop the cap.
That ain't true.
It's not?
Nah.
Why you say that?
That ain't true. I was there.
So when y'all shot up...
That's the main thing. Next time I come on your show, was you there? That's what I'm gonna put on my shirt. Was you there? All the people you be talking about, they wasn't there, dude. Was you there? That's gonna be my new thing. Was you there? Pop was demised of his own. He was the demise of his own or his action. He shouldn't have did that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Especially he don't have no business getting involved in that.
He didn't know that the Crips and Bloods been killing each other since the 70s. And he was a shooter too. That's the thing. When you out here, you don't know who you messing with. If you messing with a shooter, you gonna get shot. If you messing with some fighters, y'all might get down. But it's gonna happen. That's the thing about it. He's gonna come back. And that's how Orlando, you gonna get shot. If you messing with some fighters, y'all might get down. But it's gonna happen. That's the thing about it. He's gonna come back. And that's how Orlando was. He wasn't going for it.
To the Suge story, to the Tupac story somewhat. I mean, apparently there was an article I read a long time ago, it might have been like Vibe or whatever. He did an interview saying that he was locked up next to Suge, and Suge told him that the shooter, Tupac shooter, was Orlando. And he was, I think, the first person to actually go on record and actually say that.
Right.
And years later, all that was clearly revealed. I mean, although we're not sure if it was Orlando, it was clearly someone in that car.
We're sure.
Well, not exactly, because there was 4 people in the car, only one person still alive.
And only one person had the nerve to shoot. And that was the hitter. That's the one that was with the business. That's the one that didn't give a fuck, but I gotta get him. He was the I gotta get him guy. And, his reputation preceded him. The little dude died doing what he do best, shooting at people.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, he died in a shootout.
Yeah.
Right. Orlando.
Speaking of not being surprised, you've done interviews in the past where you actually said you always knew it was Orlando that pulled the trigger on Pac. Did you just know it from the gate? Was just word around town? Like, why did you know that it was him? Or how did you know it was him?
Because if a nigga had jumped me like that, I wouldn't have cared where he was from, how much money he had, who he was, and none of that shit. I would have probably came back and dumped on his ass too, straight up. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, killers know killers, riders know riders. I know what it is. I know how you thinking, fool.